I was scavenging for leftovers in a dumpster when my wife, who'd been dead for 3 years, appeared. She stepped out of a Rolls-Royce and looked down at me. Marcus Brown, you've passed my test after all. I stared at her blankly, clutching a piece of moldy bread. Turns out 3 years ago at a class reunion, her ex-boyfriend, the one she dated before me, had proposed a test. I want to see if what you two have is true love. Fake your death right now. Cut off all his cards. Take back the house too. If he's still single for you 3 years later, you pass. Do you dare? She'd laughed then. Why wouldn't I dare? Marcus loves me to death. Forget 3 years. Even 30 years he'd stay faithful to me. Now, she turned back to smirk at her first love in the passenger seat. What did I tell you? The bread crumbled in my grip. Vivian White looked at me. All right, I'm here to take you and my son Oliver home. Where's Oliver? Dead. I raised my eyes. 3 years ago, when none of the cards worked, there was no money for his surgery. He died. Vivian froze. She started looking around the dump. Nothing but endless stench and me, clutching moldy bread. She knew I loved our son to the bone. I'd take Oliver everywhere, no matter what I was doing. But now, Oliver wasn't by my side. You're joking. There was a flash of panic when Vivian spoke. I'm serious. I'm here to take you both home. Home? I looked up with red eyes. 3 years ago when you faked your death, they said you owed a huge debt and mortgaged our house. Oliver and I became homeless. We've been wandering for so long. What home is there? She hesitated for a long moment before speaking. That was just to test you. Don't worry. The house has always been in my hands. Come on. Tell Oliver to stop playing hide and seek. Let him come out. I'll apologize to him. Then go. I threw the death certificate at her. Go down there and apologize to Oliver. When the certificate landed in her hands, her hand trembled. Oliver. She stared at the conclusion of acute cardiac death, her eyes instantly reddening. I was only gone 3 years. How could Oliver be gone? You're lying to me, aren't you? Vivian grabbed my shoulders. I know I was wrong. Don't put on this act to punish me. Bring Oliver out. I just looked at her. Contempt curled at my lips. The hand gripping me trembled. Vivian looked at me, tears falling. Vivian, can't you see such an obvious scam? Ryan Hayes picked up the death certificate. Look, isn't this just like the fake one I made for you 3 years ago? He pointed to the stamp. It's not even as good as the one I forged for you. Here, hospitals don't stamp it this way. He sneered at me. Mr. Brown, we've both been through this once before. You think we'll believe you with something like this? Only then did Vivian snap back to reality. Ryan continued pointing things out to her. Look, the signature section. Can't you see how stiff it is? And this certificate, it's obviously been artificially aged. Don't you remember the process from 3 years ago? Mr. Brown is quite experienced, actually. He even predicted you'd come back for him today and waited for you in the garbage dump dressed all shabby. You're lying. My eyes reddened. Vivian just frowned. After examining the death certificate several times, she looked at me with contempt. I almost fell for it. The death certificate hit my body as she said coldly, "Looks like Ryan was right. You're much more calculating than you appear. You! Get Oliver back home by the end of today. He's only 6. He can't learn bad habits from a father like you." She turned to leave. I quickly stood up, trying to stop her, but Ryan positioned himself between us. "Mr. Brown," he spoke in a voice only we could hear, venomously. "I know Oliver died a long time ago." I looked at him in disbelief. "Know why Vivian doesn't know?" He chuckled softly. "Because I blocked all information about Oliver from reaching her." My fists clenched tight. Speaking of which, Oliver was really pitiful. His mother had just died, and then he was diagnosed with congenital heart disease. There was a matching heart for him, but his father couldn't come up with a single penny.